It's Nolan. Now, before we get started, make sure y'all hitting that like button. Make sure y'all sharing it on your respective platforms. Let somebody know what we're doing today. Now, let's get into the show. In the image of God, able to smite them, embracing my light. I can't leave this game without putting up a fight. These niggas clones, they digging they in the zip file. Shit was way better when Hov poured out the crystal. They put the pins down, maybe I should find you a pen pal. 20-year legends with classes, they dropping mid now. I guess the mission accomplished. We were sent to demolish the infinite knowledge. We living in privates, we shipping the product for free, still looking for profit. Somebody tell me how long before this shit get abolished. I sat back and reassessed it. If we ain't got the GPS, then who giving directions? Moving out of order, we paid dues to collections. Chasing at the checks, but still skipping the checklist. Screaming gang gang, but bitching up for the detectives. Rolling plain Jane, decapitated your necklace. I done got some placements that never paid with the textures. Nothing finna change, so why we talking elections? I'm on their ass. You a killer, then why you been taking photographs? All the line, this shit is making my modem crash. Niggas crying to me, but ain't putting up the cash. Suffering succotash, don't make me stuff your ass. But I had the battle before they said I'm legit. Gigs out of state, I couldn't afford the trip. $100 tape, I started studying nip. Nigga, this a marathon, you better gas up the whip, fucker. What's going on, beautiful people? It's the kid J Nolan here. Welcome back to another episode of Inside the Industry, your number one source for music, entertainment, commentary, and breakdowns. Hope everybody's doing well out there. Now, as most of y'all know, last week, towards the end of it, we got hit with those TDE allegations from a Jane Roe and Jane Doe. One who claims to be a former employee of TDE, another who is supposedly a friend of, we'll just say artist A, but many people speculate and believe friend of TDE artist Alameda, right? And of course, they came out with a lawsuit for, sexual misconduct. We'll just say that, sexual harassment, etc. SA, right? And we talked about it. We went through the filing. There's been some controversy out there about the validity of the claims. You know, one young lady who's affiliated with this lawsuit, people are questioning her intentions as she is affiliated with Drake's father, Dennis Graham. She's also affiliated with at least numerous members of OVO or affiliates of OVO, representing them in terms of PR with her agency and stuff like that. So people are definitely questioning if this is a real thing or if this is just a cash grab being sponsored by Drake or somebody in his corner. I currently don't know the answer to that. Of course, Miss Linda Luna, she does have some question marks by her name, but I cannot say that what she says happened did not. At this current time, I can't say what happened, right? So all I can do is cover what's being spoken about and wait it out like everybody else. You get what I'm saying? TDE came out and said that there was an extortionate plot in the upwards of $48 million, I guess, before the lawsuit even came out. So that does add additional context to the situation to say, hey, they're making the claim that an exorbitant amount of money was demanded, I guess, to not go public with this thing. They already anticipated that this was going to happen, and I guess they're going to deal with it in the proper, through the proper channels. But again, I cannot say what did or did not happen, and I certainly can't say what will happen in the future or how this thing is going to unfold, right? So with that being stated, of course, Rory and Mal on their podcast came out and had a conversation about it. And within their conversation, which I have not listened to the entire thing yet, but the context of it is that they were also aware that this was something that was looming in the pipeline. Now, I wonder who could have put it on their radar that this was something that was looming in the pipeline. You even had the DJ that Don't Spin not too long ago saying that he knew that this was looming in the pipeline. As a matter of fact, he made reference last year about a round two and all of this type of stuff, and everybody knew that there was gonna be no round two in terms of the battle between Kendrick Lamar and Drake, because Kendrick said it in his own Super Bowl commercial, no round twos, right? You lost. It is what it is. We're gonna move forward. We're gonna put music out. We're gonna go up. We're gonna celebrate. We're gonna have a great time. And I'm gonna celebrate my W. You know what I'm saying? Being rap's elite, being the king, right? The big three has, I gotta be honest, the big three has been blown up. There is no more big three. It is big meat. You know what I'm saying? In terms of Kendrick. The conversation is different. But the DJ that don't spin said that there would be a round two, and that does not mean necessarily that he was alluding to a rap battle, right? Because some people want to play the long game. Some people want to play the lawsuit game, right? And as we know, Drake is playing the lawsuit game. It's just the truth. He's going at Universal. He's going at Spotify. He's going at iHeartRadio. You know what I'm saying? We read the entire thing. He's going at streamers. He's going at people who have given good feedback and favorable reviews to Not Like Us. So I got to be honest and say that I can't really put it past this person, especially when you look at it and you see language of allegations of anti-Semitism, and basically trying to say that Kendrick was trying to inspire Jewish hate by calling him a colonizer and putting all of these weird quotes from random strangers on the internet, basically saying that he led them to that destination of what they said. I can't trust a person that does that, right? So there are a lot of question marks. There are a lot of uncertain factors. A lot of people already believe that Homeboy is behind this shit. They calling him Lawbry. And I can't be mad at nobody for feeling that way, because it does appear extremely strange, right? So let's get to Rory and Mal and their assessment of the situation, and maybe we'll get a little bit of further context as to how this thing got on their radar, since they claim to have known about this for a minute. And I guess from Rory's perspective, that this ain't necessarily the first time he's heard about some type of story of this nature from the TDE camp. Again, I don't know anything.
He did get a lawsuit over the weekend from two women.
That's a weird case.
It definitely is, accusing members of their staff of sexual harassment, sexual assault, amongst other things. This is still very much in its early phases, where I don't know if we have much to really debate at this point about what this is. TDE's lawyer came out and said it's just a shakedown. It has no grounds for anything. I would be a liar to say that there has not been rumors about certain people within that crew.
You can go ahead and say it. We've known about these rumblings for some time now.
Yes, and out of respect for
victims,
yes, people have.
What I find interesting is who goes the passive aggressive route with allegations of this level of severity. If you know something, right, and y'all are like podcasters, right? So y'all ain't a part of the battle. Y'all not a part of rap. You know what I'm saying? Y'all not a part of the back and forth. Y'all not a part of street activity, to my knowledge. I mean, maybe Mal, you know, might keep a little bit of street credibility on his jacket. But if you know something, then why is it being held back? Why is it being played with in such a way to be like, well, you know, we know about it, but we've heard about it. Mal is trying to act like he's trying to get to it. Let's not play with it, man. We heard, we knew about this for some time now. Okay, so what privileged information would you like to come to the people with, since you're so eager to get to it? Then you got Damaris whopping in the background. Like, what's that? Some of the weird case? But y'all have nothing substantial to offer us? I find that to be strange. Rory's trying to handle it with some delicacy, or delicateness. But come on.
Quiet about it.
Because we don't respect.
No, it just Mal, why I was scared to even cover this was kind of back to we were having a conversation about the stan culture and the weird crews, because the internet I saw over the weekend,
we're not the people to do it. Our credibility
on both sides has
Top Dog is killed.
Has been doing weird shit, which I hate. The TDE Twitter community is now saying this is all just baseless shit because of Drake and the battle. And then the Drake side saying, look, they have a weird case too. Like, you guys are taking real serious fucking issues and making it about a rap battle. And because
Did we not hear about this before battle?
I value perception, even if it is untrue. I know how people view this podcast, and I don't want to start having a conversation about these allegations towards TDE where people will think it's a spiteful situation when it's quite the opposite.
But you speaking to something you can't control though. Even if you don't speak on it.
Of course, but I also, because this is such a sensitive situation that I take very seriously, I want to watch my words because I know how it will look if we start coming on here saying you guys got weird cases, all this other shit, when I just want any victim to have their actual day in court and justice to happen. And my prayers, which sounds, I know, open-ended, to any women that have experienced this in the music industry, because it's thousands, get their just due. And the people that did it to them see their day. Whether, if it can't be criminal, whether it is civil, somehow there needs to be justice. And I'm not just pointing at TDE in this situation. I hate that they just put Punch's fucking face on the picture of this when Punch isn't even part of the case. Yeah. Like, this is why I hate this entire thing, because Punch is the outspoken one on Twitter with TDE stuff and the battle. Punch isn't in this case. So why is his face up there?
Right.
That's why I just want to leave. But
you didn't do that, so that doesn't matter. Why are you even? That's not your work.
Because I deal with people listening to this podcast and create narratives and perceptions, and that is something, even if we disagree with it, is the reality of the world we are in.
The reality of the situation.
Podcasting is perception. When have you known podcasting for the most part to ever be fucking facts of how people view any podcasters, not just us?
Yo, Mark, what's going on, bro? Not to wipe my mouth. I'm getting frustrated because you won't let me talk. I'm ready to get at these niggas. Is that the energy we bringing? Because he seems like he's triggered. Like, this is a very interesting video. Because Rory is shook visibly. He like, I really don't even want to talk about this shit. You know what I'm saying? He sound like he battling a goddamn, cold, upper respiratory type shit. I understand, man. I went through it not too long ago. Motherfuckers told me to stop sniffling on my channel. So I get it. But he going through it. You got Mal over here. He got, nah. We been knew about this. Like, come on, man. Let's not even play with it. But we've already sat here for how many minutes of their video? This is 3 minutes into the video of them talking, and we still don't know what they know. It sounds like they don't know much more than what we already have on the table, but y'all came to the people saying, we been knew about this. You would think a person who been knew would have a little bit of something to offer to the subject. I mean, come on. Otherwise, who was so privileged to let y'all know ahead of the game what was coming if they didn't tell you nothing? I find that to be interesting, but whatever.
Yeah, but Rory, I think the part you're missing is no matter what you do or say, people are going to draw their own narratives. People are going to draw their own conclusions. If this case goes to trial or whatever happens with this case and these individuals are found to be guilty, with all the evidence and everything that come out, there's still going to be people that's going to somehow try to tie this to Drake. Somehow, some way.
They said
this is what I'm trying to say.
So his dad and all this other weird shit.
So without you having to say anything, you just have to understand the type of world we're in. Like, this has you can sit here and say there's a case. Somebody they have filed a lawsuit, right? Mm-hmm. You want the victims to have their day, have their justice.
Always want the truth to come out.
Always want the truth to come out. That's all. You don't have to walk on eggshells. I don't want to talk about this. No.
It's just being self-aware in the reality that we are in now, where I don't even want to be part of a perception that looks like we are pushing something because of a rap battle when we know
This has
for a
nothing to-
fact this has nothing to do with
All
rap
right, so
battle.
that's what we speak to. This has nothing
That's
to do
all.
with
Just
a rap
wanted to
battle.
get that out
no,
the way.
this has nothing to do with a rap battle. These are women that are accusing
employees
of TDE of sexual harassment, sexual misconduct, sexual assault, and they want their day in court. Of course, the lawyers responded, said this is just a shakedown.
Yeah.
We understand that.
And one of the victims responded on her story. Her name is Linda Luna.
Say her name. Say her name.
Linda Luna.
Say her name is crazy work, Ma. Like, say her name is typically reserved for like once we know like it is what it is. Typically in cases of like complete mishandlings of justice, like murder, black women like wrongfully murdered, you know what I'm saying? Or some stuff, you know what I mean? Like Breonna Taylor, Sandra Bland, like that's when we be on some say her name. Like, we already know you ain't even that type of dude. I'm pretty sure if we go back through your entire history of podcasting, say her name was not something that you was gonna bring to the table on anybody's mic. But off pure allegations, you're talking about say her name. I don't even think she initially wanted her name to be said because they filed as Jane Doe and Jane Roe. Right? TDE put the name out just to let it be known. I know exactly who it is that's doing this. We're already familiar with your game, and we are going to, you know, arm ourselves in a legal format to get this out of here. But to be on some say her name like she actually intended for her name to be out there, or like there's some sort of conviction to come with this, like we know for sure that this happened, I think that's a little bit over the edge. Now, again, I'm not here to disqualify anybody's story. If there was literal misconduct, wrongdoing, if there was anybody who was SA'd behind the scenes, I'm not here to discredit that. I'm not here to say that just because I rock with Kendrick Lamar or I rock with TDE and the artists on their label, that that's something that should be overlooked, that should be swept under the rug, that that's something that we should not hold people accountable for. We absolutely have to. That's been, if there's anything that's been consistent in hip hop over the course of the last year or so, it's that when these things come to light, and especially when things are proven, we need to be vigilant about that shit and not let motherfuckers continue to have air to breathe and continue to make money and continue to have platforms and continue to be everything that they were before the information came out. But at the same time, we have to just allow this thing to play its course, right? So that's the only thing. But you put on some say her name stuff, like that was interesting to me.
Let it play out in court with the evidence. I like that.
Yeah.
I like that.
48 million is such a random number.
That's why, yeah, when I heard that, when they were like, yes, they're suing for 48 million, I was like, that's a really, like, wow.
And I mean, I know lawyers and their teams come up with specific numbers that they add up based off, you know, specific charges and like that's valued at this. But yeah, 48 million. When I saw that, I was like, that's odd. It's a weird thing. But again, prayers to all victims, you know, especially over Grammy weekend when we're highlighting the music industry, because it is very prominent the same way it is in any other industry that we are in, that tends to happen, unfortunately. But we can get into a little bit more lighthearted stuff.
Citrusy claimed that he.
So there we have it, ladies and gentlemen. Rory and Mal talking about the TDE allegations, the SA case lawsuit that has been filed against them, has been filed against, you know, Brandon Tiffith and Anthony Tiffith Jr., sons of Top Dog. They claim that they were aware of this situation ahead of time, and we still walked away knowing absolutely nothing of substance, nothing applicable, or anything that would change our perspective of the uncertain nature of the lawsuit and where it stands at its current place. Not to say that they're supposed to be like, star witnesses or anything like that, but to come out and say, I've been knew about this, to me, it feels like if I were to come out and say, I've been knew, I would offer a little bit more context as to like what was going on, maybe try to debunk a couple things. Not to say that I would get into the grave details of like trying to litigate via YouTube or anything like that, but to be like, we been knew this, it almost feels as though you're already saying, we know this to be true because we've already heard rumblings and shit like that. This ain't the first time things like that have happened. It definitely won't be the last. And I know somebody personally who, is either connected to the situation or has gone through the same thing. That's what somebody would typically be implying when you come to the table and say some shit like that. But they offered nothing of the like in that conversation. I did cut out some pieces of Damaris because Damaris, she was really just going over the specifics of the case. And we've already talked about that. We've already gone over that. I already read the entire lawsuit on my channel. So there was no reason to like fully go through. And she didn't go completely through, but she basically gave another overview of what was already on the table, which I had already mentioned at the top of the video. So at this point, let me know what y'all think of all this down below in the comments. Let me know if y'all saw the same things that I saw or felt the same things that I saw when it came to Mal and just the disposition that he's in with his body language and trying to put, oh, that's a weird case, and saying, oh, no, let's not act like, we been knew something about this. You know what I mean? It was just the aggression in his voice. It was the wiping of the face of the nose when him and Rory kind of were trying to talk at the same time. It seemed like he really wanted to get into it, but Rory was. It seems that Rory may have deterred him from going where he wanted to go with that. But again, let me know what y'all think of how that played out on screen and that whole say her name thing and let it play out in court with the evidence. You know what I'm saying? Just let me know. All right. Be sure to like and share this video. If this is your first time seeing me on YouTube, go ahead and subscribe to the channel, become an insider. And I will catch y'all on the next one. All right? Peace.
King of my city and cul-de-sac. Coming out swinging like soldier rags. Leading my people like quarterback. Boy, I study this shit, I'm an almanac. Had to get up and grind. Knowledge is booming, I'm here to apply. Came with the chip and the dip, it just single the mind. We finna do more than survive. I need my check. Spinning the block for the Gouda. We hitting the jeweler to flood out the net. We don't do beef on computers, I'm straight out the sewer. We come when you rest. Niggas be looking perplexed, so keeping my foot on their neck. No map, I trust my gut for the quest. With drama, I'm fully abreast. I was ready for years and they doubted me. All of a sudden they tell me they proud of me. I been dropping these haters like calories. Cross them out, I came back with some battery. Stand for my honor, but too raw, no corner. Packing the stick with a drummer. Wanna catch my bad, won't fumble. I done came too far to be humble.